Labuto staff member Elizabeth Giles, when she was a newly minted children's librarian from the U.S., recounted an early experience at a Labuto library in 2014. The experience struck her as remarkable. In the years that followed, she learned that the striking experiences weren't out of the ordinary for Labuto, whose staff bridges the isolated world of children living at the margin to a welcoming space that is designed to provide them with resources that they need to thrive, print and digital and human alike. Elizabeth wrote, "The other day there was a girl sitting in the Insaka. The Insaka is one of the library buildings, a small, round, open space where children often gather. It's a lobby of sorts, and there are usually people sitting in the Insaka or playing soccer in the Insaka. There was nothing out of the ordinary, and what happened next wasn't anything unusual either. Brendah, a staff member of the Fountain of Hope Library, went out and sat next to the girl. Why didn't she come inside the reading room?" Brendah asked. The girl's answer was simple. She didn't know how to read. She felt embarrassed going into the reading room and flipping through the pages of a book she couldn't understand. She was too old for picture books. What did the library have to offer her? Brendah told her about Labuto Literacy, a series of computer-based literacy lessons in each of Zambia's 7 major local languages that she could access for free in the libraries. The girl wasn't interested. Those were also for young children, she felt. She was too old to sit in a room full of children and use the little OLPC laptops to learn to read. "Okay," Brendah said, "then I'll help you learn to read." For those of us who have watched Labuto blossom over the years, the story of a staff member reaching out to a child, as Brendah did, going beyond the bounds of the reading room to find a reluctant child and to connect with her, feels just right. It reflects our ethos and the commitment of our exceptional staff to children who are just taking the first faltering steps, who are sitting in the Insaka and afraid to approach the reading room, or standing outside the library gates. Labuto is designed to be caring, patient, and essential. Elizabeth continued, "That girl probably hasn't learned to read yet. It's a process after all. But the most difficult part of that process, I suspect, isn't learning to decode words or sound them out. I suspect the most difficult part of that process is getting past the voices of self-doubt in your head that tell you you can't learn. You're too old. People will laugh at you. There is no one to help. And I imagine that it would take hearing another voice, a patient, compassionate voice saying something like, 'I'll teach you to read,' to give you the courage to start."